Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back, students. So we are on online lecture number 3 of the mobile application development course. Today we are going to discuss what are constraint layouts. We have already discussed the linear layout and the relative layout. So we are going to discuss them more, and particularly today we are going to discuss the constraint layout, how it is different from the other two layouts and why this layout is now recommended. So with that, the today outline of this lecture is we are going to discuss constraint layout and the layout editor. How can we use the layout editor? We are going to discuss in detail the text and the scroll views, activities and intents, activity lifecycle and its states, and then we are also going to discuss once again the implicit intents and the libraries that are required to run your app. So at the end of this class, we are going to create something, an app that looks like this. So we are having a text view, two buttons. We have a toast button and a count button. When we click on this count button, so the number will increase by 1, and if we click the toast, so the toast message will appear. So with that, let me straight away go to the Android Studio, and then I'm going to create a new project. So let me click the new project, and then we are going to select the basic activity, and we are going to select phone and tablets as our option. And here I can give the name to my app, and this will be let me say hello toast. I think the workspace is fine. I make sure that the language selected is Java. I'm going to click finish, and then let the Android Studio build our app. So you can see Android Studio is doing its job, and we have a tip of the day. Let me close this window. So still Gradle is running, and it is configuring our project, building our project, making sure that all the files are synchronized and everything's work perfectly. Sometime you will see that it may automatically start downloading the required the missing packages. So I think once again it is doing the same. Okay, so we have a download process, and let me see here that okay, so we are downloading something. So you can see that our receive megabit per second are like the speed is almost 1, 2 or 3 megabytes per second. So let us once again wait for some time. Okay, so let me go back to the slide, and then we already discussed that linear layout. In linear layout we have two orientation, like we can place elements or views horizontally or vertically. We can also nest them, like we can put one linear layout inside another linear layout, and the nesting can go on as long as you need, as you require. This is a very simple layout, but we have another companion layout called a relative layout. A relative layout place it position or place different views on the screen according to or relative to the main screen or relative to the siblings. So like if you are placing some button, so you can place it relative to the main screen, you can place it to the center of screen, at the top, at left, at right, at the bottom, and you can place it relative to another view, like you can place it relative to the left side of a button, to the bottom of a button, to on the top of the button. The choice is yours. Whereas we have a new layout called the constraint layout. Now constraint are normally rules. They are some checks where you ensure that these checks are followed. So if you are creating something, an app like this, so you first create this button and you make sure that it is constrained at the top and it is linked with this parent screen, and similarly this text view is attached to this toast button and this count button is attached to it. It will always be below this text view. So let me see our projects. Okay, so Gradle has finished its job, so congratulations. And now I'm going to go to the rest folder, go to the layout, activity main, and here we are going to create our main layout. So I'm going to delete this hello world option, and then we can so the first thing is to put a button at the top. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so let me get some space. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let me delete this hello world option, and then on the top I'm going to create a button. So you just click on this button, click and drag, and you can like leave it here. So you see a button over here at the top. So what we can do, we can select it and increase its length and width. So you can see that I am increasing its length and width. So our objective is first that there will be a toast button at the top. So okay, so let me now I think I should zoom in a little bit. Okay, so with that I can constrain it to the top, to the left, to the bottom, and if you do not link it you will get this error message. So let me constrain it to the top, to the right, to the left, and I think that's it. So you can then reposition it, and then if you select it you will see some attributes on your right side. So you can see that the ID of this button is just a button, so I think I should change it to something more meaningful, button underscore toast, and then we can go and select this text. Okay, so then I'm going to change the text to something let's say TOAST, toast. So you can see that the text always appear as a capital on this button. So what else? Yes, about the color, you can also change the color straight away from this window. So I'm going to, okay, so if you select this option and you, let me just get rid of this window. So yes, you can see that there are different options, and one of that option is background. So I can simply go to this option and let us select the background color of this green. So you can see that that color has been changed. So I think we are done with our button. So once again, you can select that button. Only if you select your button, you will see the related attributes, and these are the constraint. Like on the top you have length of 32, and then on the left, on the right, and at the bottom we haven't constrained it. So okay, we have created one button, and now we are going to insert a text view. So you can see a large text view over here. So let me click and drag this text view. So now first I am going to constrain it to this button. So okay, and then you can bring it down, and then I'm going to constrain it to, so these constraints are important. If you do not constrain it, you will see a very unusual type of behavior when you run your app. So okay, constraint to the top, to the left, to the bottom, and that's it. And then I'm going to increase the size of this text view, because you know that we need a large text view. Okay, let us bring it here, and then I can scroll it downwards. Okay, I think that will be fine. So constraint to the top, to the left, and then we can, yeah, now we can put some text on it. So make sure that you have selected it, and the text for now is just text view, but I'm going to change it to 0. So you cannot see that text view because of the size. So we are going to set the size of this uh, text view. So here I cannot find that, like that particular size attribute. So go and click search, and here we can say the text size is, let's say, 165 sp. Okay, so you can see that text over here now, but I want to bring it at the center. So for that uh, we can say that the gravity, we can use the gravity attribute. Okay, gravity, and then let us see the option. I think there is no such option, so we can, like, okay, layout weight, layout, and then layout constraint, gravity. Okay, what I can do, if you are unable to find that particular attribute, you can go to the, okay, it is sp, go to the XML file, and here I am going to put some attributes, and one of that attribute is the gravity attribute. Gravity center vertical. So you can see that it is now placed at vertically, and it is at center, and then we can say that how to, like, push it at center and at the horizontal. So gravity layout, margin layout, okay, horizontal, Okay, let me okay, I think I should change the gravity to just center, and now you can see that it is bang on center. So the text initially is 0, that is fine. I'm going to use some background color here. So we can once again go to the design and select this text view, and then you can say background. So we have different types of colors. So I'm going to select so go to color, and we can just okay, I think this one is fine. Yes. So we have changed the background, and the text you can like also change the text color if you just go here and write text. Yeah, text color. So make it dark blue. You can like add as many color as you want. I don't know where that option has disappeared, but okay, so that is the text color, and then there are other options like text alignment, text size, text style. So if I write text style, so you can see that now it is normal, but you can always change it to okay. I'm going to go to the split file, and here I can just simply write text style, and this text style is bold. Okay, I think we are done with this text view, and now at the bottom I'm going to insert a button. So click and like release it here. I'm going to constrain it to the left, to the right, with the text view. I think I should bring it here, and I should also bring the text view over here. Okay, where okay, I think I can like adjust them later on, but for now I'm going to increase its width and then setting its attribute. So the first attribute is the text, so select it, and the text is of course the count, and the ID is button count. Okay, so we can give it here button count. So now you can see that we are using this layout editor where you can directly insert or put some attribute, and you will get the result on this screen. So let me zoom out a little bit, and let me just decrease this uh, this distance between the button and that text view, and then I can increase the button size. Okay, and what else? Okay, we have used like I want the same attributes for what we used for this button. So for that, I'll go to the code, and then you can simply uh, select this attribute background tint, and I can paste it here. You can see that the color has changed, and yes, the text size, etc. Not of this one, but okay, background tint, and yes, the layout width and the height, because we want the same height and width for these two buttons. Okay, so if I go to the design, you can now see the design of our app. So let me just increase the width, and I think we are done. You can always like change this style or appearance of this app. So you can see that we have completed our app. So there is a large space over here. So what we can do, we can bring our button. So first we have to decrease this distance, and then we can bring it here, align the button with this text view. So you can see these constraint, like they are rules that you have to follow, or they are different uh, checks that enables the different views and how they are placed and what are their positions. So now I can position it over here. Okay, that's fine. So this is our design. You can see that it is looking fine. You can always come back and you can change the design, but for now I'm going to go to the Java file. So we are done with our design. Let's go to the Java file, and here we can write some Java code. Initially I'm going to declare two variables. So the first one is private and count, and because it's counter, so it starts with 0, and then private text view, and this is m show count. Okay, so we are going to get that text view, but let me see if I have given it an ID. So the ID is text view, so I'm going to change it to show count. Refactor it, and then here we can say show count assignment operator, find view by ID, r.id dot show count. Okay, after that we can like come down and we have to create two methods, and these methods normally will be called when you click on these buttons, this toast button. Okay, so let me go to this option, split option, and this is the count and the code for toast button, and I'm going to add here an attribute called on click. So on click method will be called show count. Similarly, let us set the attribute for this button as well. On click a method will be called, and which is count up. These methods are not created, so let us get help from Android Studio. And I'm going to create both of these methods. So one method is created. Let us also create this show toast method in our main activity. So create show toast in the main activity, and with that I'm going to, yes, you already know it. So when this counter is called, count up method is called, we are going to increment the m count. Then we are going to use if statement, and if show count is not equal to null, if there is something in show count, then m show count we are going to display on the text view what set text, and we are making sure that we are converting that integer to string. Alright, so with that we are going to, yes, then if the other button, the top button is pressed, we are going to use a toast. So yeah, so we are going to say what is the message. The message is hello, right? And the length will be long, and then we are going to assign this object to a toast object. Alright, so why are we getting this error? And here we can remove this. Okay, toast.show, calling the toast.show method, and then you can see now the error has gone. So now we are in position to run our app. I think we still have some time. So I'm going to run this app on the emulator. So we used a constraint layout for designing our app, and then we use this main activity.java file to add code to our app. So our emulator is here, but let me see why this Gradle is taking so much time. Okay, so I'm using this Nexus 30. Okay, let me once again go to the emulator. I think I should, no, but you will see a similar type of app that you have witnessed in your design. Because emulator takes up a lot of resources, that's why our app is yeah, you will see in the emulator you will see something like this, and when you click on this count, so counter will get incremented, and similarly when you click on the toast button, a toast message will appear on the screen. So I think it is installing now, and we will get our app running on this emulator. Yeah, success, operation succeeded, and there you go. So the reason that this is a large app is because I just change the layout, and then you can see, but it is running. If I click on this toast, so you can see a message appears over here. So we do not have any scroll view, so that is why we cannot scroll up and down. But uh, yeah, what I can do, I can go to the design, and I'm going to change the length. So yeah, I'm going to change its length, and then we can apply change and restart our app. You can also come here and change the size. So I'm using Nexus 6P API 30. Okay, let me select this one, and we can always adjust this. Alright, so what I can do, yeah, I have these different options. Go for Nexus. Okay, I think we are going into more and more trouble, but for now just going to leave it. But you can always test your app, and I'm going to fix this issue. So this is what how our app looks. I'll see you in the next class. So till then, take care and Allah Hafiz.